What's up guys, it's TheJarvitar. The final trailer for the second DLC to Pokémon Scarlet and Violet, Indigo Disk, dropped recently, and watching it got me thinking, what are the Pokémon I'm most excited to see make their return? As I'm sure most of you know, just as with Sword and Shield, not every Pokémon was available to be collected in Scarlet and Violet's base game. Aside from a few undocumented mons, the Vanilla Regional Paldean Dex has 400 available Pokémon for you to collect in battle. Again, similar to the DLCs released for Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet has been adding to this total with post-game content. First was with the Teal Mask, where our trainer takes a trip away from Paldea and explores the incredible land of Kitakami. In only a few days of this recording, the second installment of Scarlet and Violet's DLC will drop, the Indigo Disk. The Indigo Disk DLC promises to bring a new area to explore, new mechanics to try out, and even new Pokémon. But before we dive in with full release day coverage, today's video is all about the old favorites we haven't seen in a while. So get ready for my top 5 returning Pokémon in the Indigo Disk DLC. Given that the expansion is still days away, an official list of returning Pokémon is unavailable, aside from those data mined. Editor's note. The DLC is already out, and an official list is available. I was just slow on this video's release. So, anyway, I'll be taking my list from Pokémon officially revealed in various trailers and promotional material. To make things more interesting, I will also avoid including any legendaries or starters in this list, otherwise things might get too predictable. With those rules out of the way, let's get right into it. Starting with number 5 is a Pokémon that I certainly love, despite not choosing it nearly as often as I should. Golurk is a ground and ghost type that debuted back in Unova. This incredible Pokémon has always been one that commands attention. Its imposing stature makes it immediately recognizable as one you want to include on your team. And if the stories are to be believed, Golurk and its pre-evolution Golett have more to them than meets the eye. According to the Pokédex, it is believed that within Golurk resides a perpetual motion machine, however this has yet to be proven. Ancient civilizations would use this Pokémon to combat one another. Implementing Golurk into your party comes with a lot of fun opportunities. As far as competitive battling is concerned, Golurk has yet to make a major splash. While its stats are for the most part pretty good, its base 55 speed holds it back from standing out as a sweeper. I wonder if Scarlet and Violet's updated battling mechanics could provide a place for this giant. The aspect of Golurk that I'm most excited to see in the new DLC is how it is implemented in the world. Random encounters with this Pokemon could be very memorable. As seen in the anime, Golurk has the ability to retract its legs into its body and fly around like a rocket. Will we see this aspect of its design on display in Blueberry Academy's overworld? I can't help but be excited. At number 4, the next Pokemon that I'm excited to see make a return is certainly a personal favorite. I'm a sucker for any Pokemon that looks like a kaiju, as is pretty clear by my all-time favorite Tyranitar. So this iconic rock ground type's return has been long awaited. Rhyperior is, for lack of a better word, a beast. 140 base attack puts it among the most dangerous attackers in the game, hitting harder than some pseudo-legendaries like Garchomp. That's an attack stat so high that despite its struggling speed and special defense, it still manages to find a way to be relevant in many competitive formats. The major thing that I'm excited to see related to Rhyperior is how it will do with the new Terra mechanic. Rock and Ground is a typing that leaves much to be desired defensively. Anytime you have a Pokemon with a 4x weakness, it can be crippling. The Rock Ground has 2 quadruple weaknesses to 2 of the most common types. Rhyperior will be able to use its incredible strength in conjunction with a new typing in order to have more versatility and longevity. I can see it committing to one of its 2 types for harder hitting stab moves, or even something else for a surprise twist. All I know is that it will be great to ride alongside herds of Rhyhorn in Blueberry Academy. Our number 3 spot is a great one, and another Gen 4 evolution of an OG Mon in Magmortar. Magmortar may be a controversial pick on this list, but it is one of my all-time favorite fire types. This Pokemon represents the word monster better than probably any other in the whole series. What even is it? This fiery man-duck thing with cannons for arms and claws on its feet is certainly one of a kind. Wait, is Magmortar a flaming platypus, or are platypus just real-life Pokemon? At any rate, Magmortar is a fantastic fire type with access to an incredible move pool. Its versatility and coverage options like Thunderbolt and Focus Blast give it many of the tools necessary to be a great special attack sweeper. In years past, Magmortar has not shined as well as I would have liked. usually being placed in lower competitive tiers. Hopefully, it can find a place for itself in the current game given new items, moves, and Terra options. Moving on to number 2 is a top tier pick. Pseudo-legendary Pokemon are ones that stand out among the rest. Traditionally, these behemoths boast base stat totals of 600 and are introduced one per generation. But one generation breaks this trend. Gen 3 introduced 2 pseudo-legendaries. The first is the Dragon Flying type Salamence, which had already made Paldea its home in Vanilla Scarlet and Violet. The other Gen 3 pseudo will arrive with the release of Indigo Disk, Metagross. Metagross has been a regular face. Oh, wait. Does Metagross have a face? Are they all face? Where does the face end and the body begin? Metagross has been a regular face on lists of the strongest Pokemon for almost 2 decades now. Steel Psychic is a ridiculous typing and gives Metagross everything it needs to be an offensive and defensive tank. With Fairy type still being a major threat to most teams, it is always a welcome sight to have another strong Steel type around. Another major aspect of Metagross that I'm excited for is its remodel. Between Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, Pokemon received updated 3D character models. These new models blow the old ones out of the water. Pokemon now have textures to them, along with much more personality. Pokemon like Scizor have metallic sheens, and I hope a similar thing happens to Metagross. We spent a lot of time talking about different Pokemon and how they could fit in the newest generation of Pokemon. I feel like for the most part we considered most forms of the experience, between playthroughs, competitive battling, and the like. Our number 1 pick has no specific reason to be at number 1, rather than pure nostalgia. I love this Pokemon, and it is the one that I'm most excited to see by far. Flygon is so cool. I don't know what it is about this ground dragon type that makes it so endearing. There are stronger dragons from the same gen in Salamence, and stronger ground dragon types only 1 gen later in Garchomp. So why is Flygon so great? Its look is one thing. It strikes an exact balance of cool and friendly. It looks strong without seeming unapproachable. The amount of times that I've raised a Flygon from a little trapinch in the Hoenn region is insane. Just look at it. Due to living in desert climates, it developed these goggles to help it see. What's cooler than bio goggles? Flygon is a friend, and you better believe that I'll be shiny hunting Trapinch as soon as possible come release. All things considered, I'm beyond excited for the Indigo Disk to come out soon. It feels good to be a Pokemon fan right now. And I'll be streaming the DLC over on Twitch, so make sure to watch for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you didn't see our last shiny hunt for Rowlet, make sure to check out our last video. And naturally, a like and a subscribe is always appreciated. And comment what Pokemon you hope to see in the Indigo Disk. And with that, peace out, Pokemon trainers.